Defense more time strategizing how we can maximize our strengths.
Now Drenner goes right to the hoop and scores. Drenner had a huge goal a week ago in Denver to make it 10-7 when he took the All-American Christian Bergdorf right to the hoop. Does pretty much the same thing there to tie it up.
He's poised, smart, and Towson's most consistent player this season. He has a deceptive burst off the end line. The junior from Westminster, Maryland can beat you righty, he can beat you lefty. Towson's back in business, tied up at 2.
The NCAA Men's Lacrosse Championship is presented by Northwestern Mutual. We help you live life differently.
Two teams from Baltimore all tied at 2. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Get your parkas and your long sleeves and your gloves ready. We take you back to March 2nd and the regular season matchup.
Well, this was a Loyola team coming in off of wins over Virginia and Johns Hopkins. There's Romar Dennis as the sun is setting, beating Tyler White. Good action off ball. I thought all night long that Loyola didn't handle the dodging Towson middies. It was a time where Loyola's shorties weren't playing really well. Brian Sherlock nails a corner. And there's Spencer Parks, 6 in black. Tyler White made 16 saves that night. He was the difference in the ball game.
Here's a look at Sean Nadelin in the words of his former head coach at Johns Hopkins, Dave Petramala. He is as rock solid gets. Violation on Towson. Let's check in with Paul.
It's just in the Loyola huddle. Coach Charlie Toomey telling his goaltender, Jacob Stover, as Sherlock has the ball here, hug the pipe, giving up too much pipe when those guys are dodging from X. And a big concern is the big-little game, the two-man pick game for Towson when they have the ball on offense. Charlie Toomey wants all the adjacent guys to possibly show a little bit, and if you're not adjacent, pinching in to help out at the crease area.
Sirico runs right into a double, now gets picked up by Gorman. That's got to be tough to be a goalie at a school where the head coach is an All-American goalie and knows the position.
No, Charlie's done a wonderful job, always does. The challenges of this, the horseshoe here, the background is really, it's cement-colored or white or silver, so it's a horrible hitter's eye, so to speak. The other thing is depth perception. It's such a gigantic stadium. You can get distracted and lose your focus on the ball. Right now, both these goalies need to lock in. Ball in the pocket, off the lip, in the air, into my stick.
That was not an issue for Brian Balcom, who made some tremendous saves early and then late for North Carolina as the Tar Heels upset Notre Dame to return to the Final Four for the first time since 1993. If you're just joining us, the Tar Heels with an impressive performance against Notre Dame. So they advance the championship weekend to join Maryland and Brown. The winner of this game gets the final spot. Now a shot clock on. There's a shot that does not hit the net, so that will not erase the shot clock. It's down to 25 seconds. Now Spencer. Excuse me. That's Romar behind the net. Now up to Albrecht. That's a shot that will wipe off the shot clock and give Loyola a whole new possession.
A lot of body saves you'll see from Tyler White. Square to the shooter, fills up that goal, makes you peg corners.
469 career saves coming into this one. Boy, was he clutch in the fourth quarter down the stretch a week ago against Denver. Flip play and give it now back to Dennis. Now they got the defense hung up. Spencer picks aside, gets underneath low, saved by White. So Spencer executed the inside roll, but they pushed him into the crease, so they're going to get called for interference.
Low bumped Spencer behind the play into the crease. Spencer did everything right on that inside roll except the finish. White matches up stick on stick.
So once Towson picked up the ball, Lowe could not make contact with the Loyola player. Since it was Towson ball, he gets called for interference, and Loyola gets it right back.
Gotta watch for out-of-bounds plays. Anytime you face this Greyhound team, they love the three-man out-of-bounds plays off the end line.
Sirico turning Cordes all around, but Cordes pushes him away. Now here comes Dennis down the alley again on the short stick Adams. Draws a slide from inside, and Conroy.
Adams rolled him back. 16 in black. Keep your eye on him all day. One of the best at his position, defensive midfield. He is a freak of nature. Such a great athlete.
Now Sherlock getting turned around, and they call that a shot.
Adams has a great cross check. He can really pop you. Was a good offensive player at Hereford. Scored 5 goals in the state title game, but he anticipates dodges. He can recover from When guys create separation, and I think he's a first or second round draft pick next year in the Major League Lacrosse draft. Lead junior.
That pass gets through. Low shot, not on cage from Haywires.
Every time Pat Spencer has the ball, the Towson staff is screaming, watch the rollback. We saw what he did to Duke last week. They don't want a repeat performance.
Sean Nadelin thought that maybe it might have been too long a possession for his defenders. Takes a timeout with 3:57 left to go. In the first quarter. And a reminder, tonight on Sunday Night Baseball, it's the Cubs and Giants from San Francisco. Anthony Rizzo and the Cubbies are off to their best start since 1907, but they'll be facing the tough southpaw, Madison Bumgarner. Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. I know it's tough. Good showing by the Towson and Loyola fans to make the trip. You mentioned they're 2 miles apart in Baltimore. Why do we have to come all the way out to Columbus to play a quarterfinal game? But it's great for the sport to come out to the Midwest and continue to grow the game. I know there's a great turnout by some of the youth clubs in Dayton and Cincinnati. The Cincinnati Blue Jays made the trip to Columbus, so it's important for the sport to grow. But those fans loaded up the bus earlier this morning, Quint, to make the trip.
5 a.m. Towson's campus. You got the parents' bus, 6.5-hour bus ride. For those who didn't make it, I know they're watching us right now back at the Green Turtle on York Road in Towson. Jill and Billy Pacco hosting a big party. I hope you got the volume on. Let's hear it for your Tigers.
Quint won't need those drink cards later tonight when he makes it back to the Green Turtle, I guess. But tremendous showing by the Tiger fans and the Greyhound fans. And look, Towson hasn't been to championship weekend since 2001, so you know they're going to show up for this one. Loyola won it all in 2012, but a great fan base, both of former players and the student bodies. You see Ryan Moran there, the son of the great high school coach Jack Moran on Long Island. But these programs are well supported, and it's great to see that their fans were willing to suck it up and make the trip. I just want to know what time that bus ride turns from coffee to maybe some other drinks. What do you think, noon? What time do you give them the green light, Quint? Where they put away the coffee and break out the Bloody Marys.
It's a long day. They're taking the bus back after this game.
No questions about that one.
How many people are calling in sick on Monday?
I might need to get on that bus. They got any room left? All right, now out of the timeout. It's Drapeau and Duffy out there as Loyola sends out fresh legs at the midfield unit. Oh, with that quick, Spencer able to get off a shot with some serious mustard on it, even though Lowe was all over his hands.
Yeah, Lowe, 6'1" senior on defense there, 20 and black from Urbana High School. Not exactly a hotbed, and that's kind of the theme of this Towson team. You got a lot of public school kids from all over the state of Maryland who are tough, good players. Many were overlooked. They come in Towson with a chip, and Sean Nadelin's put them to work.
Incredible transformation by Coach Nadelin after being the defensive coordinator, taking over and really just changing the culture. A lot of players weren't ready for that culture change, Quint.
6 a.m. practices. He lost 15 guys that first year. But this team is built on discipline, defense, and toughness, and he saw that last week in the Rocky Mountains. Fourth game in 11 days.
Great article this week in laxmagazine.com about how this team is built in the mold of its head coach. A player who had a serious knee injury back in 2010, but rehabbed, would not be denied a spot on the world team that year and played for Coach Mike Pressler on a team that won the world championship. Now a shot clock on for Loyola. They get it to Spencer, who gets above goal line extended. Look at the 3 Tigers ready to jump on him, but he keeps coming. Turned away by Conroy for now. Skip pass gets through. Drapeau doesn't pull the trigger. Under 10 to shoot. Now they get to the middle of the field. There's a shot and a goal from Haywires using the turf.
This one stings for Towson because you do such a great job, and then Haywires, primarily known as an off-ball guy, curls up against Lowe, dodges to the dirt or the paint, and beats White low with just fractions of a couple seconds left on the shot clock.
I think White was screened here. The crease looked pretty crowded there for Haywires because this was a bit of a soft goal that White typically gobbles up, but Haywires accustomed to playing with pressure, 2 hands on his stick at all times, the Canadian lefty finisher.
That was a possession that lasted more than 4.5 minutes with a timeout in between, so a long possession for the Towson defenders and the goalie. Savio pushes it back, still loose. And now it's picked up by Brian Begley. Mays hunt him down, but he's got an outlet in the middle of the field in Fournier. Fournier, one more. Haywires gets a better angle, saved by White. Good hustle till the end, but they give it to Loyola. Spencer had the step at the end.
Charlie Toomey telling me about 4 weeks ago, if we can get to 50% in a game on faceoffs, I like our chances. Graham Savio has had kind of an up and down season. Against some of the top Fogos in the country, he has struggled. Today he looks like he's doing a nice job, and Loyola's going to be a tough team to beat when they can dominate possession time.
They've won 5 of 6. Both of these teams were dominated at the X last week by Rowe for Duke and Baptiste for Denver, but still they were able to pull out the victories. Roll back feed inside, plenty of traffic there. Sirico able to get it off somehow. Sirico, a football player on Long Island. We see Charlie Toomey. Zach Sirico is a running back and is a junior at Sayville. 6 touchdowns in a championship game. Then his senior year, he was all county as a quarterback. So running in traffic with the ball, nothing new to 32 and White. He flips it to Spencer.
Set play. Nice coverage by Towson. There was a little slip screen inside.
And there's a shot and a goal from Albrecht. So they're able to get to the middle of the field. And they again lead by 2.
Number 21. Albrecht's a little banged up. You see the knee wrap on the senior, who is super athletic when healthy, but limited from a dodging standpoint now. They want Romar Dennis 3 and White. Sherlock 6 and White to do the damage dodging, but he knows this is the NCAA tournament. If you got a shorty on you, it's time to go to the rack. A little juke, got him to bite back, got to the middle of the field and stung that in the bottom corner.
They run that out of bounds play, well covered by Towson, but all the defenders were occupied. And then you had Tyler Mays, 33 in black, who was the adjacent defender who elected not to help, not to double. So a slow to slide mentality by Towson is costly. Haywires and Albrecht now with unassisted